Hey, and welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday night and we are here live on the channel like we are every single Tuesday. So if you have not, ring the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, because when you do that, not only do you join our growing community here on YouTube, but you actually get alerted when we go live. You get alerted on Wednesday when our premiere, our pilot season of The Biggest Transformation goes live. And those are two things every single week you don't want to miss. In the season 1 of The Biggest Transformation, we are literally following, journeying along with our 7 cast members, watching them beat, for a lot of them, this thing they've struggled with their whole life called weight. You will be inspired. You will shed some tears. You will identify. You will relate. Did I say you'll be inspired? I'm going to say it twice because you'll be inspired. Anyway, but welcome to our Tuesday night live broadcast. Tonight we are wrapping up our series that we were doing on weight loss preparation. And so we have part 1 and part 2. I will put those both down below in the description box in case you missed them. But you know, I felt, especially starting off 2021, where a lot of people are focusing on losing weight, where a lot of people are focusing on this year is my year and I'm going to lose weight, that it was appropriate that we laid this foundation of preparation, because so often it gets overlooked. So often we go right to the end, we go right to the goal, and we don't even stop, think, contemplate, reevaluate about preparation. And that which you don't prepare for, you will not have. So if you have not prepared for weight loss success, you won't have weight loss success. You must prepare for what you expect to have. So many times, and I can only say this from experience, I jumped into a diet. I jumped into a weight loss regimen. I jumped into a weight loss thingamajigger, whatever it may be. Insert whatever weight loss thing you've done, the hundreds of things I've tried over the decade, the last 2 decades. I don't even think that's an exaggeration, that over the past, I was overweight from the time I was 18. I was never at a normal weight as an adult. I was always overweight, and it climbed into morbidly obese and then morbidly obese, eventually where I topped the scale at 288 pounds. So I tried a lot of different things, a lot. And most of them, I would just, it'd be day 1. I'd be like, okay, it's day 1, let's go. Like, I had never put any preparation into them. So we talked about food prep, meal prep in episode 1. Episode 2, we talked about fitness, working out. We talked about your vision and your destination. Where are you going? Where do you want to go? Because you can't get to some place that you can't get to if you can't get to a place that you don't know where you're going. So today we're going to wrap this up and we're going to talk about a couple more things that are seriously important if you really want to succeed. Listen, if you just like talking about losing weight, but you really don't want to succeed with it, then that's okay. But if you're sick of talking about it and you're ready to have the rubber meet the road and you're ready to actually succeed in it, then these are must-dos this year to succeed at weight loss. So let's go ahead and jump into the first one I want to talk about, and that is preparation when it comes to your friends and family. Because most of the time, we start a diet, we start trying to lose weight, we start in a virtual boot camp or a fit club or an online support community, or we're going to a gym, or whatever it is that you're doing. There's all different kinds of things that we can do. And we just start doing them without any talk to our friends and family. We just expect our friends and family are going to know that we're trying to lose weight and be supportive. Well, the truth is, most of our friends and family have watched us try to lose weight for a very long time. They have watched us struggle with our weight for a very long time. My husband was around for many years when he watched me diet hop, cereal diet, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, this is it, F this thing sucks. Like, he watched this, right? My closest friends watched this. My closest family watched this. They watched me go from committed to uncommitted, committed to uncommitted. They watched me lose and gain and lose and gain a bazillion times. And so often I found myself in a place of frustration when I started doing a diet, because it would seem like to my friends and family, if I'm dieting, if I'm trying to lose weight, they should just get the fact that you don't offer me junk. You don't ask me to go to the bar drinking. You don't ask me if I want to go get a Blizzard. You don't ask me if I want to go eat junk if you know I'm trying to lose weight. But here's the deal. My friends and family knew me as a morbidly obese woman. They knew me as somebody who loved Charleston shoes, who loved Reese's peanut butter cups, who loved nachos. Oh, nachos. Mexican chips and salsa, chips and queso. So freaking good. That's how they knew me. So they knew me as a food lover. So all of a sudden they weren't changing. I was the one changing. And how can you expect someone to read your mind and understand if there's no communication, if there's no conversation? So a big part of your weight loss prep is having conversations with the people that you spend the most amount of time with. And sometimes that's family, depending on how close you are with your family. I know some people aren't that close with their family. And in that case, that's okay. You don't need to have that conversation. Sometimes it's friends. Sometimes it's coworkers. Sometimes it's people you go to church with. Sometimes it might be people that you're on a planning committee with. Like it could be the people you spend your time with. You look at the people that are the 5 closest to you. These are the people you need to have the conversation with. The people that you spend the most amount of time with. And so for some of you, that might be your coworkers that bring in crap all the time. Like I used to work with a girl and she knew I loved fudge. So she would make me batches of chocolate fudge and peanut butter fudge. And just bring me an entire batch of each. She could have brought me like 2 pieces of each. No, she brought me entire batches. I was really fluffy then. I was 288 pounds, so I didn't hate her. I loved her. I was like, thank you, Jill. I took it home with me and we ate it all. There was never any left. It was delicious. But anyway, so it's looking at the people that you spend the most amount of time with and having a conversation, not expecting support if you haven't prepared to have their support. This is the theme of all of this. If you want something to work, if you want something to go right, you have to prepare for that to happen. You can't just throw a bunch of crap against the wall and hope something sticks. You can't just start a new diet and expect that all the people in your life are somehow going to get the memo and just jump on board, because that's not the way it happens. So the conversation, and this is even your kids, if you're a mom or dad and you have kids, it is a huge mistake not to have a conversation with them. When you don't have a conversation with them, when you don't prepare your loved ones, the people you spend the most time with, for you to have success, they can't support it. You are setting yourself up to fail in that category. Versus when you have a conversation, not only are you preparing in that area to succeed, but you're creating your very own cheerleading squad. You're creating a whole team of people that are now going to root you on, that are now going to be in your corner fighting with you and for you versus unknowingly fighting against you. So what does that look like? Let's talk about that for a second. It looks like saying, hey, first of all, you got to go to them. Don't do this through text. Like either do it in person or make a phone call. Don't try to text. Like this should be a face-to-face or at least a voice-to-voice conversation, okay? And it looks something like this. Hey, can we chat for a second? I know over the past, decade that we've been hanging out, friends, sister-in-laws, co-workers, my child, that you have seen me struggle with my weight, that you have watched me do diet after diet after diet. You've seen me lose 50 pounds only to go back and gain them again. And I've made a decision that enough is enough. And I've made a decision this time to go all in. And for once and for all, finally conquer these pesky pounds that won't get off my butt. I need the jiggle to leave, the jiggle and the wiggle to get lost so that I never go find it again. So with that being said, I'm recruiting as many people as possible to help me, because I know it'll be easier if you're on my side and if you not only, are cheering me on, but if you're helping hold me accountable. So with that being said, I know, and you know, that I love your fudge and all the rest of the things you bake. But I'm going to ask that while I'm losing weight, that even though I want to eat your fudge, you don't make it for me. You don't offer it to me. I would just hope you don't even tell me about it. Well, I'm trying to lose weight, because here's the deal. I love your fudge, and right now I'm not strong enough to resist those temptations. And so I would just appreciate that if you don't make me any. And when I'm all done, we can celebrate and share a batch of fudge together as a cheat reward meal. So that would be an example of friends and family. Let's just say it's my husband. Similar conversation. Hey, babe, I know that you have witnessed me struggle with my weight since we've known each other. I know you've watched me cry. I know you've watched me be embarrassed. I know you've watched me feel less than. And, there's lots of times I said I was going to do things and didn't do them. I said I was all in, and it turned out 2 weeks later I quit. But I'm drawing a line in the sand and I'm turning over a new leaf. And I really believe that this is my time to conquer this. And right now, I'm still working on my willpower muscle, and it's going to take a little while for me to strengthen that. So while I'm building my willpower muscle, I need your help. I'm not asking you to eat healthy and eat salads and lettuce. I'm not even asking you not to eat junk food. This is my decision, not yours. But what I am asking is, while I'm building my willpower muscle, if you could please not bring any extra junk into the house. Because right now, my willpower is not strong enough to say no. It's not always going to be like that, but right now, I just know that is what it is. And I would also ask that when you're out and about, that if you see any of my favorite things, if you see a pack of the small Charleston chews, if you see Nutty Buddies, if you see the most stuffed Oreos, even if they're limited edition and they're only around for a month, that you would just think of me, but not click add to cart. Don't bring it home, because right now I'm not strong enough to say no. And I know that with your help in supporting and holding me accountable, that I can do this. So will you help me? It's simple. It's confessing. It's not expecting them to make the same choices, but them to assist you. It's admitting your weaknesses, that I know I'm building my willpower muscle and I'm not perfect and I can't withstand all those things yet. Maybe later, but not right now. Same thing with your kids. Listen, I know you've watched mommy struggle with her weight. And the truth is, I don't want to be overweight. I want to be able to be the very best mom or the very best dad that I can be. And me lugging these extra 100 pounds around, I don't have as much energy. I'm tired. It hurts for me to get on my knees and play with you. I can't ride all the rides when we go to Six Flags. And I want to be your mom, not at 50%, not at 70%, but I want to be 100%, because that's what you deserve. And so over these next couple months, you're going to see some changes being made around our house. In fact, it's going to start this week. I need your guys' assistance to help me clean out the pantry. And we're going to go through our pantry and our refrigerator and our freezer, and we're going to look at everything in there through the glasses of healthy or unhealthy. Because I haven't given you the best of me. But that ends today. And so you're going to see less junk food in the house. It's not a punishment for you. It's to help mommy succeed. It's to help me become the very best mommy that I can. So please forgive me for not making my health a priority in the past. But I promise, moving forward, I'm going to do that. Will you help me? Bam! Your kids, oh my goodness, talk about an inspiration. Talk about wooing them to your side. You're not being a jerk, but you're admitting, you're not putting it on them. You're taking full responsibility for your mistakes, your past decisions, and you're asking them to assist you in making better decisions in the future. And it gives you another level of accountability. That is what preparation looks like when it comes to your friends and family. And for some of you, it might be 1 or 2 conversations. For some of you, it might be 4 or 5 conversations. I don't know how many people you have in your life, but it's having those conversations with the people that you need to have them with. That is how you prepare for success in the future. Now, let's just say they bring it home anyway. They bring you junk. Your spouse brings you junk. It looks like, honey, I know that you were thinking of me, but to set myself up for success, I am going to not just throw this in the garbage, because I know if there's an unopened package of Oreos in the garbage, I'll go in the garbage and get them. I'm going to actually put these down the garbage disposal because I cannot be trusted with these right now. So please don't bring them home. It makes me feel bad that I dishonored you. I'm wasting our money, and I'm just basically throwing cash in the trash. So I appreciate you thinking of me, but right now I cannot have these in the house. And put them down the garbage disposal. Don't be a jerk. Don't be like, I told you, you don't care. No, that doesn't help. It doesn't fix it. It just makes, versus letting him see you put that down the garbage disposal. And I'm so sorry. I don't want to dishonor you. I know you were just thinking of me, and I know you know how much I love these, but right now I can't be trusted with them. And this is what morbidly obese Carmen did. This isn't what the Carmen that's losing weight is going to do. And put them down the disposal. The next one is your mind. Your mind. And this is arguably the most important one. So often we get started with weight loss and we expect that we are just going to be strong enough on our own to lose the weight. We expect that we are just going to have the willpower right off the bat, wham, bam, there we go, and we're strong enough to do it because we know what to do. How's that working for you? It didn't work very well for me. We expect that somehow, just because we've made a decision to lose weight, that all the old habits, all the old mindsets, all the old patterns are just going to fall in line. That's not how it goes. First, we form our habits, and then our habits form us. We have gotten to a place of overweight, obese, morbidly obese, because we have overweight habits. We have obese habits. We have morbidly obese habits. That's how we've gotten to where we're at. So in order to get to someplace else, we've got to rip up those bad habits and create some new ones. That takes time. We think how we are. So if we are overweight, it's because we have overweight thoughts and our actions follow our thoughts. We have overweight thoughts, we have overweight actions. We have obese thoughts that leads to obese actions. We have morbidly obese thoughts that leads to morbidly obese actions. Are you with me? And those things don't just change because we say they're going to. It takes time to change bad habits to good habits. It takes time to reprogram this. It takes time to reprogram what's in between these right here. And the most vital thing for you to reprogram this is to put the right things in. You can't expect the right things to come out if you're not putting the right things in. So what does that look like? When I'm helping somebody lose weight, one of the things we do is we have a monthly virtual boot camp, a fit club, and we have our own app. And they can access it from a computer, from an iOS system, from Android. They can access it from a tablet. And it's a place for them to log their workouts, to log their shake, a place for them to interact and ask questions. And I can do videos in there. And one of the things that we talk about in that group is being in here every single day, listening to every video that goes up. Why? Because if you want to start changing your behavior, and you want to start changing your habits from overweight habits to healthy habits, then you've got to put stuff in here that's going to help you do that. If you want to grow your willpower, if you want to start learning what people who have succeeded at weight loss are doing, you've got to listen to that consistently. You've got to make sure you are overloading and overriding the bad habits with good information. Because if you don't put it into here, it's not going to come out here. So often what people will do is they'll get started with weight loss. And I'll just use my coaching program for an example, because that's the example I know best. Someone will get started with me. They'll listen to a couple videos here, a couple videos there, and then they're like, Carmen, I'm just having a bad day. I'm just so bummed. This just isn't working. And I'm like, awesome. How much are you in the group? Well, I'm in there a couple times a week, not enough. How often are you over here on the YouTube channel listening to the content? A couple times a week? No. Think about it. When do you get tempted to do the things you know you shouldn't do? For most of us, it's daily. It's daily. Daily. Some of it's hourly. Some of it's by the minute. I was in my mid-30s when I went to start losing weight. And I had decades of overweight habits. I had decades of morbidly obese habits. So it means the more I put stuff into here, the more I put the right things into here, the faster it started coming out here. If I am sporadic with preparing my mind, you have to prepare your mind to succeed. And the only way you prepare your mind is by going and finding somebody who has what you want and doing what they do, listening to what they say. And this is exactly what I did almost 7 years ago when I started losing weight. I went virtually and found some people who had lost weight and kept it off. And I became like a virtual stalker. Listening to all their videos, watching every single chance I got, rewatching some of the ones that really struck a chord with me. When I had a bad day, it was going over to YouTube, going over to Instagram, going over to their blog, wherever it was, and reading and listening and reading and listening and watching. Why? Because while I was developing my mind, while I was transforming my mind from a morbidly obese mind to a fit, healthy mind, I had to put the fit, healthy stuff in there. And we know what we are. So at the time, I didn't know fit and healthy. I was morbidly obese. So what did I know? I knew morbidly obese. So if I wanted to know fit and healthy, I had to go find somebody who was fit and healthy, who had lost the weight and kept it off. And so what I'm going to tell you is, there's two different investments that have to happen when it comes to losing weight. An investment of money and an investment of time. It's not going to be free. It's going to cost you something, and you're going to have to invest some time. And so when it comes to preparing your mind for success weight loss, I always know my clients who are going to have the best results. They're the ones that are plugging in. They're the ones that are watching the videos. They're the ones that are over here on the YouTube channel commenting and liking and sharing and watching. Why? Because they are preparing their mind for success. And I can always tell the ones who aren't. They don't plug in. They don't watch nothing. They don't comment on nothing. And then I'll get a message saying, Carmen, I'm really struggling. I'm just really struggling. And I'm like, oh, really? Because you're not putting the right things into here, but you're expecting the right things out of your hands, your head, and your heart, and your mouth. You will never get the right things out of here if you don't put the right things in here. Period. End of story. Whatever you put in, you will get. And we live in a world where over 70% of the world is overweight and doesn't want to be, which means most of our influences have a weight or health issue, because it's not just people that are overweight that are unhealthy. I know people that are skinny that are unhealthy. You can be unhealthy at both ends of the spectrum. So if your goal is to be the very best version of you, and your goal is to be the healthiest version of you, then you've got to go find somebody who's living that. And not just somebody who's living it, but now somebody who's not, because there's a lot of people that do it, but then there's somebody actually talking about it, telling how they did it, what they're doing to maintain it, all those things. And so listen, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but toot, like our channel is filled hundreds of videos where we are talking about becoming the best version of yourself when it comes to your health. We're talking about working out. We're talking about, health. We're talking about weight loss. We're talking about fitness. We're giving healthy recipes sprinkled in with a couple other things. Every Wednesday when we do the biggest transformation, you're watching other people overcome their struggles. You're watching what they're facing, and that's mixed in with some live coaching. You're seeing me actually coach them through their journey of losing weight. Incredible. So if you want to lose weight, you've got to start making sure you're preparing your mind. And none of these preparation things are a one and done thing. It's something you do and then you continue to do. You do them and you continue to do them. It's not I did it and I'm done. It's like, I showered last month. You mean I got to do it again? Yes. If you do not shower regularly, you start to stink. You got to do it regularly, right? Like I shower daily. I work out. Like if I didn't shower, no one would want to be around me. Putting the right things in here is the same thing, especially if you have overweight habits. It is every single day. You should be turning on something and listening to it. And in the day we live in today, it is so easy, like through YouTube, through Facebook, through Instagram. There's so many things that you can turn on to get your head in the right place. And so if you don't have somebody that you can listen to, if you don't have somebody that you can virtually stalk, if you don't have somebody that you can be virtual BFFs with, hi, I would love to fill that void. I would love to have us become virtual BFFs. I would love to have us spending time together every single day, because I know that it works. And I know that when you start putting the right things into here and you start preparing your mind for success, all of a sudden the right things will start to come out here. All of a sudden, those things you're putting in will start to override those previous bad habits. They will start to the new thoughts you're putting in will start to overtake the old thoughts that were keeping you stuck. And you will go from being stuck to starting to overcome. When you start preparing for success, you will start having success when it comes to weight loss. You will step off the struggle bus and you will step onto the success bus, and it'll happen faster than you ever thought. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed our series on weight loss preparation. Let me know in the comments if there's any other, I'm currently planning our next 3 months worth of content. So I would love to know if there's anything that you are like, Carmen, I would love to hear you talk about this, or I would love to hear you do a call on that, or I would love to hear you do whatever, or I'd love to see you cook this. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your feedback, your ideas, your suggestions. They mean a lot to us here on the channel, and I would love to hear them. So hit the subscribe button. Make sure to smash that like button before you leave. Ring the notification bell, and we will see you next week. Tomorrow, don't forget, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday, The Biggest Transformation, and I would love to see you on there. We watch it live all together at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. So I'll see you later. We'll see you on the next video. Make sure to check out the first 2 videos of this series in the description box, and I'll catch you later. Bye.